Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Zelda Outlands, and we just finished off level L there. It was a long level, and now we've got to finish off a level that's been on our plate for a real long time. It's actually the second level we ever went to, level U. And we're pretty strong enough right now that we should be able to handle the Gliok gauntlet, I guess you can call it. There's going to be 4 Gleoks right in a row that we're going to have to take out to get to the Tetrarch Fairy. That's the real reason why we didn't go after and try to defeat that dungeon before. Let's pick up some more rubies here. This will help us. We can buy another blue potion to turn our blue potion into the red potion, or the orange potion. The colors are very similar, so that'll obviously help dealing with that gauntlet of boss monsters that we're going to have to take on. Get that rupee. And we'll head down to the path that we can use to warp around, because now that we have the power glove, we can use that warp path to get to where level 6 was in the first quest, and a few screens away from there is another heart container, so it'll just help us in the next dungeon, obviously, because we're fighting all those monsters, and it'll also just make us one heart closer to picking up the Master Sword. So, too bad we won't be able to get the Master Sword before we do that whole big gauntlet with all the Gleoks. So that would also definitely help, but we'll make do with what we got. So this is a weird screen. Well, just weird that there's one single bot enemy there in a room full of wizrobes chucking swords. So we blow our little ocarina here, and we get a new heart container. 2 more, we can get the Master Sword, but we're gonna have to get those 2 from dungeons. So yeah, we'll just blow our whistle to get around here. And we're back with this area where we got a heart container earlier. There's only one more heart container that we can get in the overworld. It's close to level 9. So there's that, and then the other remaining heart containers are all in dungeons. Level 9 actually has its own heart container. I spoke about that in another episode, an earlier episode. That has a heart container that actually appears after you get the after you defeat the Thunderbird. So it'll look weird, but when we get to that, when we get to level 9, it might look weird that we're going through the dungeon without full hearts, but it's the way the game intended. Get some more rupees here, and I'm just gonna head on over to finish level you off. So we're going to start off by visiting a lot of the rooms that we went to earlier. We gotta go through the middle section there to pick up a key. But in order to get to that middle section, we're going to have to kind of do a roundabout way, go up the far right column, and then go across the top row, and then down the middle column. Because the way the layout is, we need to get that. Like I said, we need to get a key from the middle column, but the way the rooms are set up, we can't just head straight north from the entrance here to pick up that key. We have to approach that the key from the north. And we'll see that right here. So we have this room here, and when we defeat all these enemies, the key appears in the north section there. And a lot of times in rooms like this, you can push one of the blocks over on the left side, but can't do that in this thing. So we're going to defeat most of the enemies there. In case we get back to that room and we don't have full hearts, so we can't use sword beams. There'll be only one of these like enemies, or like looking enemies. They don't function as like-likes that we have to defeat. It's kind of satisfying to finally be able to go through this dungeon and actually defeat the monsters. The other times we went into this dungeon, we were mainly just avoiding the monsters. So, but now we get the satisfaction of defeating all the monsters and picking up treasures that they, I guess you could say, were guarding, or appear upon their defeat in many of these rooms. Like this 5 rupees right there. So we're still gonna need some more rupees because there's always, not in this dungeon, but in future dungeons there'll be money in your life rooms you have to go to, and we still have 2 more bomb bag upgrades that we have to purchase. These pea hats are being annoying. Yeah, they're annoying when they're in the base game where they just you can't hurt them until they stop, and they're annoying here as the palette swaps of the keys bats because they don't seem to want to stop and get in a good position for me to hit them with the sword. This guy doesn't want to cooperate either. So, but we should have known that. We should have expected that from him because he didn't cooperate when we were going through to pick up the meat the first time we were coming in this dungeon from Zelda here. Remember, he kept hanging out in the center so we couldn't sneak by him. A big blob gauntlet enemy, and I have terrible aim. I'm gonna finish this guy off. And wow, that is terrible aim. There we go, finally. All that for 5 rupees. I think I lost rupees on that fight. So there's the Tetrarch Fairy, but like this key that we're going to get, we can't just get it from this area. We have to go all the way around and head up that leftmost column in the dungeon. Take out these guys. So let's head down a few more rooms and pick up that key that we need. And then we're going to head back to... See, we didn't have full sword rooms, so full soul hearts, so we could use sword beams. So rather than having to use a whole bunch of arrows to defeat those guys, we only had to use 1. So head back to this room here, and now we're going to take this passageway, and it's going to take us over to the leftmost column, and we're going to get ready for our big long gauntlet. So first we'll take out these dog links, these dog nuts. You don't want to go left. Left takes, it's right, because going right just takes you back to the room where we got the compass that had a whole bunch of the Tigtites enemies. And we didn't visit that room earlier, even though we could have, because no point trying to fight all those Tigtites or avoiding them because we didn't have the arrows the first 2 times we came in this dungeon. So finish these guys off, hopefully get some more hearts. If you have full hearts, it's a long, boring strategy, but you can always snipe the Gleeoks. What you'd have to kind of do is you'd hang out in the doorway here, and you just come up, shoot them, and then sneak back into the doorway, because the hands, they can't go into the doorway, and none of the fireballs will ever reach the doorway. So, but it takes a long time to do that because you have to wait for a clear shot, and if you get hit, then obviously you're going to lose your sword beams, and so you're obviously going to be going really slow. But now that we've taken some damage, and we have 1 blue potion left, we're just going to go the Berserker Conan route here and just just tank damage and just swing our sword as fast as we can. So, prepare for our blue potion. We can take another hit before we have to use it. So. Oh, 2 hits actually. Okay, well, down to half a heart. I keep thinking we only have still in the green mail, so. Yeah. But now we'll have more than enough life to finish off these final 2 Gleeoks. Oh, ooh, one. Which is the final Gleeok. Ooh. Miscounted. I thought there was another one in this room. We do have a Gleeok head in this room. But at least we don't have to fight his body. So we walk through this wall and we can finally get this Tetrarch Fairy. There's the fully completed map. And that is Fairy number 5. Woohoo! And now we're finally going to head to a dungeon that we've heard about, or at least we were given a clue to a while ago. An inaccurate clue. But Zelda mentioned that there was a dungeon guarded by 12 statues. So we're going to look for a room with a whole bunch of statues in it, in the overworld here. I guess it's hard to call them rooms. Screens would probably be better, even though it is kind of like a room. And we're going to look for that other dungeon location, so. And this is a pretty decent way to get close to it, so. Back here in the desert area. Take care of some of these orange blobs. Get some more rubies. And we also have a potion shop right here, so let's fill up our potion. Let's get an orange potion now here. We can afford it. Always travel prepared. Good call. Got that potion. And now we just gotta head to the west a few screens. And there'll be a screen, a few screens over, that has a whole bunch of the almost statues. It's a very infrequently visited screen. I think we only visited it once in the first quest. Because there's really no reason to come this way. Past this way, because everything you really want is over to the right of this screen. And we head over here, and we were told to look for 12 statues, but we only got 10 here. But this is where the dungeon location is. It's actually a fairly easy dungeon, but we couldn't get into it because we needed the power glove. So yeah, all the hard dungeons you can seem to get into really easily, and the more easier dungeons seem to be blocked off by having to get something in some of the harder dungeons. So we'll just kill off a few of these bats that are functioning as the P-hats. Try to fill our hearts before we head into this dungeon. Come on, slow down. And this is why I said P-hats are annoying. Especially annoying in tight terrain like this, because we can't walk through those blocks, and the armor statues can also damage us. So here we are, level S. It's a small little dungeon, but we don't have enough real time to defeat it here, but we do want to get started off a little bit and finish off these enemies, and here we'll pick up in our next episode.